Yay, yay. We are live. Da 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 da. Woohoo. Love it, love it, love it. Yay. Okay. If you are catching the YouTube live stream right now, feel free to say hello in the chat. I want to make sure it's working. Looks like it from my end, but I like to check. All right. Hello to those in the Zoom room. Hello to you if you are catching the replay. Hello, April. This is our April 2023 live personalized intuitive readings. If you are new to this space, I want to say welcome and just a brief rundown. I know it goes out in the email, but this is an opportunity to simply check in the middle of the work week, for many of us in the middle of the work day, and receive guidance about absolutely anything. So sometimes people even just put a smiley face or a question mark. Absolutely anything. And then of course there are lots of specific questions and shares that happen. But yeah, so how this works is that we simply drop in with a little brief connection. If there are channeled messages, I'll share those. There usually are a couple. And then we just dive straight into the shares for the month. And that submission form is always available the Monday before. So you have up until 2 hours before this live gathering to share. So that is how it works. That's what we're into. Hello, hello. As always, feel free to check in and say hi. Anything you're wanting to clear, anything you're wanting to celebrate, we are here for that. I'm going to celebrate that this Friday, we are releasing the visual version of the What is Sexy podcast. So you'll be able to go to our YouTube page. If you're on YouTube, you already know where it is, and actually see the interviews. And I'm really excited about this part, not only because, of course, seeing someone creates more engagement, but also because so many of the of the episodes, we ask in this segment, we ask, oh, I'm hearing, let me make sure everyone's muted. Okay, there we go. We say, like, say this sexy, or what does sexy mean to you? And just watching the way people embody what they're either about to say or how they feel, I think is such an important element of this concept of what is sexy. So I'm really excited for you to be able to see the the podcast interviews and discussions. So that's happening on Friday. And then on Saturday, which is Earth Day here, I'm going to be going live with the audio, one of the audios that's going to be released this week, which is a land honoring and nature connecting ceremony. So, and the nature connecting part is recognizing ourselves as nature and honoring the gifts of both the nature around us and the nature within. So I'm excited about that. That's what I'm celebrating. Feel free to share your check-ins as well. Any celebrations, any clearings, anything. Your voice matters. Your feelings matter. What you're experiencing always matters. So please share. Elyse says, hello, I'm celebrating spring. Yes, me too. Heck yeah. And celebrating that I'm launching a new group program with 6 magical beings next week. Yes, congratulations. Love it, love it. And congratulations to them, because they're going to get to have a magical experience in your program. I love that. Kudos. So beautiful. Okay, I'm going back and forth between Zoom and the YouTube. Okay. Beatrice says sun in Denmark. Ooh, yes. Cheers to sun. I was missing the sun until recently. Yeah, I'm also very happy to see the sun. May have to bounce in and out today, says Catherine. Perfect. We are all in divine times. Whatever works is going to work. It all works. That is perfect. Thanks for letting us know. Okay, feel free to keep it coming as you are arriving or as anything else comes to you to share. There's no limit on what you can share. I'm going to invite us to come inward, to close your eyes. And it feels like there's just like this desire to just like shimmy. So if you want to shake your body and actually have a hum, so that supports you feeling the vibration through your body. So just coming inward, closing your eyes and just allowing yourself to feel your body ground as you do this. Just feeling your butt, if you're seated, getting heavier on whatever's beneath you, or your body, your back, getting heavier on whatever's beneath you if you're lying down. And feel free to actually hear your voice go from higher to lower pitches, just to support activating the energy in your body. Feel free to continue in this as long as you want. Yes, there's some nice releasing happening here in the chest. Good, good, good. Yes, yes, yes. You can never do this for too long. So feel free to keep that coming. Beautiful expansion happening here in throat chakra as I'm feeling. And there's no need to force yourself. When you feel like completing, just allow yourself to complete. Mm-hmm. And you can feel yourself when it's right, as it's right, letting your body guide you, allowing yourself to slowly reduce the wiggling down into stillness, physical stillness. Noticing the energy activated throughout your body. It's an invitation to notice your toes, your big toe, left side, all the toes, but that one was highlighted. And to just give yourself a scan of awareness focused on each element, each part of your body. So starting there at the base of your feet, just working your way up, feeling the presence of your heel, the top of your foot, slowly working your way up the legs, the shins and calves, up to the knee. Just acknowledging the energy that's always flowing through all these places and how you've amplified it through your shake, through your connection with self. Going up the legs, feeling any presence in the hips. And we're not trying to change it, just acknowledging the energy there. In the root, in the sacral, around your navel, just coming up nice and slowly. And notice as you give loving attention without trying to change anything to each area, a sense of nurture and a sense of peace that's available in this energy as it's flowing through your body. Yes, noticing solar plexus, absolutely. Noticing your back, as well as you come up. There's some really beautiful release happening in both solar plexus and in the heart on the back side. And just slowly working your way up. Feeling your high heart in the upper chest, around the collarbone, around the shoulders. Notice how your witnessing releases the feeling of burden. Just coming up through your neck. Beautiful expansion happening here. Coming up through the jaw, through the nose and cheeks of your face, your ears, your forehead, third eye, up and around the crown and the back of your head. And an invitation to focus your attention just a bit higher, about 12 inches or 25 centimeters above your crown. Just feeling into the energy that's there. And allowing yourself to imagine the energy from that place, whether you feel it strongly or not. Simply coming like a waterfall and cascading down and around your entire body and energy field. So it's expanding out beyond the physical boundaries of your skin. And just creating a cocoon around you. As it comes down throughout your entire being and surrounds you, you're invited to feel whatever is present. If there's an element that's moving through you right now, if there's fire moving through you, or water, emotions moving through you, or ether, or air, or a sense of groundedness with the earth. Noticing whatever it is, and if it's any combination or anything else that you're noticing, perfect. Just allowing yourself to be in acceptance, as whatever you are feeling is part of the integration that is you as a whole being. Yes. There's this feeling of acceptance just landing in the lower back, just offering you that grounding support of security, of stability, of emotional and psychological safety. And there's also a release happening in the heart area. inviting you to honor yourself with a gesture of gratitude for how your simple witnessing of yourself without judgment, with full acceptance, creates and alters not only your experience of yourself, but the energy of your potential. Remembering wholeness, remembering the infinite possibilities of manifestation, of a quantum field, of your quantum field that can change, shift, and be reborn again in any moment. You're invited to place a hand somewhere that helps you on your physical body, somewhere that helps you connect with the truth of your energetic potential, of your power. And wherever you place that hand, just allowing yourself to breathe, feeling that comfort and support of the energy that runs through the palm of your hand. Knowing that any mind chatter contrary to the experience of this energy is simply chatter. That it is safe to feel safe in your body. That you can choose safety with any emotion, with any expression, with any energetic current moving through your body at any time. Allowing a breath in to receive this truth. Exhaling with an audible sigh. One more time, breathing in, gently yet fully, into the belly, into your body. And exhaling with a sound or a sigh. And as you're ready, you can come back and open your eyes. If there's any desire for movement still from the body, you're invited to honor that throughout. Gorgeous. And we will get straight into the shares for the reading. As always, I go in the order that they were received. Okay, so beginning with Elyse. Hi, Elyse. In the previous intuitive reading, I asked a message about clairsentience and received a message that my body serves as a map for receiving guidance and messages from spirit. I'm still having some difficulty with discerning what the sensations in different parts of my body mean. I wonder if there is a book or resource that I could turn to for support around this. The first thing that's coming, I'm curious if you're familiar with muscle testing. I think you're here live, aren't you? Yes, you're still here. Okay. So muscle testing is coming up. I don't know the names of books, but I know that there are books that talk about muscle testing. You could start with a Google search though, because there are, I'm sure, plenty of articles that talk about it, if you're not already familiar. And actually, if I remember correctly, the book that introduces it is a massive book. Not that that's a bad thing. But if you're looking for a quick answer, the internet will be faster. And if I'm not mistaken, the actual book title is called Power versus Force by David Hawkins. So that comes to mind, or it comes through. The book came to mind, but the concept, muscle testing, comes through. It also feels like it'll be really supportive to ask about and connect with people in a community, maybe an online community perhaps, and or in person, but online seems highlighted, where you might mention clairsentience and actually just hear other people's experiences. That feels really supportive as well. Yeah, that actually feels super. Just the normalizing of how people came into their clairsentience feels really juicy in terms of what it can open up for you feeling into your own, and understanding what means what in the body. Yeah. And that is what's come through about that. Let me know if you have questions or anything. Oh, okay. I'm familiar, but don't use it often. Okay. Well, good. And it might not be the actual concept of muscle test. It might not be the actual practice, excuse me, of muscle testing. But it feels like something about engaging it. It could actually be through the reading about it, might spark something else in your understanding and awareness. Oh, no, sorry. It does also feel like practicing with different elements. Oh, okay, with different parts of your body will be really helpful, because depending on, I know with muscle testing, some people do this thing with their fingers, some people do like a leaning forward and back. There's also, I've seen things with like raising the arms and putting them down. So yeah, it feels like exploring what parts of the body can, with muscle testing, can support. Actually, just feels like it's supporting embodiment in general, just getting used to connecting to the body for information and for answers. Oh, thank you. Excited to read more and explore online communities. By the way, the online community, it feels like it's a community you're either already connected to or an event that is online. It feels like some type of sisterhood circle type of thing. That's what came through about the online community specifically. Not just like a, random YouTube channel or random Instagram handle with like people, it feels like a space, either on Zoom or, something like that, where there's, a chat or opportunity to speak. But yeah, so that's what's come through. Oh, I see. That's very cool. Sweet. All right. I love clairsentience. Oh my God, it's so exciting. And I'm excited that you're embracing it, because when I was coaching, I worked with a number of clients who all did not enjoy their clairsentience. It bothered them. And so I think this is why it's so important to learn to be in relationship with it, because when you're just feeling something and you don't know what it is, like, well, I don't want to feel that. That sucks. But when you can be in relationship with it and understand it and move it, or, and have boundaries with it, it's a really, I think, fun clair to work with. All right. Let's see. This one is anonymous. It says, I am working for a vulnerable client I've been contemplating the thought of sharing a home with her so that I can help her even more. A part of me thinks that it is unwise to use my energy in that way of thinking. Yes, true. What's coming through, I feel like I got the word no before I even read sentence 2. Yeah, that's a no. That's it. It's like, it's not even any more information coming. It's just like such a clear, just like, and yeah, it's like the type of no that's such a firm, strong boundary that there's absolutely nothing else to say. It's like no, period. You know, when they say no is a full sentence, it's like that's the level of clarity that it's just like a knife just cutting through any of that. It's just like no. So I know this was anonymous, so feel free to DM if you have a question about it. It doesn't feel like there should be a question. It's just no. It's just no. I really love, by the way, when like guidance comes that clearly, because it takes so much energy when we're moving in this kind of confusion or indecision, but yeah, when the guidance is bam, like that's the best. Or I mean, I think it's super fun. It's not bad to not be, but it's just fun to be able to be like, cool. And then we get to move on and open ourselves to more possibility of what is aligned. So that's brilliant. Next one is also anonymous. It says, it is becoming increasingly obvious that the office space is not working out. Ooh, okay, some fun energy around this. Okay. Yeah. I found a space that has almost everything I want. I'm not financially prepared to move, and I'm both afraid that my rental application will get rejected and that if it gets approved, I won't be able to swing several months of double rent before my lease at the current office runs out. Guidance around the specific situation and anything related to it would be much appreciated. So it feels like, yeah, it feels like the move, like the energy is definitely toward, is definitely toward the move. So I don't know. Oh, that my rental, okay. I'm afraid that my rental application will get rejected. Definitely, if you haven't already, definitely submit the application. Definitely submit it. Okay, so energetically, what this feels like is the act of submitting the rental application is an empowering move that feels aligned and like you taking action in alignment with your truth, which actually feels like both empowering in that you're not letting a perceived financial circumstance stop you, empowering in the sense of you taking action, and then also empowering in the sense that that's going to actually open up other things because you're in this empowered energy as you do it. So it doesn't actually feel like the rejection or approval, it's like that almost doesn't even matter. It's just that you are doing it and that you are perceiving yourself able to get the space that feels good. It feels like there might be some fun delights and surprises from the universe. And I mean that in a positive way. But yeah, honestly, it feels like this energy of, feels like a re-energizing almost, like a reinvigoration of you experiencing yourself in your power. Like your power to be like, fuck this situation. I don't want this, I'm out. That feels extremely important, like extremely important. And, I see this thing about the several swinging the months. Yeah, it's almost like the financial, it almost feels like, I'm just confirming that this is the phrase. Yeah, it almost feels like the financial part is a non-issue. Yeah, it feels like once you're in this place of having made that decision and made the action that goes with the decision, it almost feels like you're starting in a new playing field. And it's also a playing field that stands more in your power and in the value of your services, and in the type of embodied abundance that can lead to, can lead to the financial. So that piece feels like it's important to, once this is done, to feel yourself in a new empowered, embodied and empowered space, and to actually even potentially seek out, but just to see other experiences to be consistent with this energy. So this maybe is like one opportunity to do that. It feels like there will be other things that show up in your life, or things that you may have already experienced. And or like energy leaks from things in the past that they can just be like all wrapped up. So it feels like this building, what's that phrase? Get the ball rolling, right? And there's this momentum. It's like, this can be the catalyst for a lot of other experiences of you embodying your power in action. And it's that consistency of doing it that's going to open up a lot of cool stuff. So that is fun. That is fun. And of course, requires the action consistently. I mean, it does feel like there's a place for it to get fun, of like looking for the thing of like, shit, I was ignoring this before, but I'm done with it. Or yeah, it feels like things getting tied up, like what's that phrase? Wrapping loose ends, tying up loose ends. It feels a little bit like that. But it's definitely expansive. Okay. So feel free to DM if there are any questions about that. Nice. Okay. This next one here is for Sarah M. Hi, this is a bit of a two-part question, as I've been trying to feel into my intuition and gifts more than I ever have before. This has been challenging, and then I am now dealing with some old stuff that is finally coming up to clear. By challenging, I also mean exhausting. I feel you. Is there guidance on next steps that I may need help seeing right now? Thank you. The most important thing is actually what you've shared, which is the allowing it to come up and to actually clear. And it feels like you surrendering that, particularly the underlying fear that creates your your more immediate experience of it is anxiety, but it feels like the fear that's underneath it that creates the anxiety, it feels like that is what's needed to be surrendered actually, in order to allow, not that it's like a prerequisite, but that is part of what is a big part of what, how the clearing will work. And then that experience of you surrendering the fear and everything that springs from it, that'll open the space to be experiencing your intuitive capacities more. And it feels like it will clarify what some of these intuitive capacities are as well. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a perfect time to surrender. And I believe that was part of the channeled messages for this week. Oh, right. The what was it called? The fall of the heart wall. Yeah, it's actually, this is a lot of the energy of the message of just like things are coming up, or in the language of the messages, like the wall is falling, like all these mechanisms of self-protection we've put up based on fear are coming down. So there's nothing to do in this circumstance. It's just rather to allow, to be and to allow. So yeah, feel free. I don't think you're live right now. Feel free to send a message if there's a question about that. Excited about this potential. Oh, and I also want to add, it feels like the surrender feels like a softening. I think sometimes people can ask, like, how does it go, or how do I choose surrender? Right? And it definitely feels like a sense of softening. It's not a giving up. It's not a losing the battle or giving up a fight. It's not that. It is a softening. So yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, and here comes the last one for today. This one is for Rachel. I feel as though my life is being taken down to the studs, so to speak. All of the things that kept me busy are asking to be let go, including business, which has left me a lot of space to simply show up in each moment, giving the love I have to give and opening to receive what's available. And I'm noticing that this is the place I want to live from all the time. I know this will eventually birth what's next in a fuller way, but for now I'm being guided to just be in it as it unfolds, rather than projecting out what I think it will become. I'd appreciate any guidance you have about what to pay attention to on the path. And my very practical question about this is how to connect with the cash to support myself moving and living in this way. Thank you. I'm getting a very random visual. Rachel, I'm not sure if you've ever played video games. The visual that's coming through is you on your path in this beautiful place. Like applauding you for actually listening. I want to applaud you for listening and allowing yourself to be in this space. I think it's a very important space for many of us to be in the collective. So yeah, me speaking, I want to applaud that. Okay, so what's come through is this, like, you being on your path, and signs and moments and riches and things are you're just like collecting things on the way. And the reason or the way I'm getting this as the visual of a video game is, I don't even know what video game this is, but it's like the main character, you watch them on the screen and they're collecting gold coins, like they can jump up and get a gold coin. If somebody live knows, please feel free to put in the chat. I'm like, is it the Mario Brothers? I'm not sure. I haven't played video games in a long time. But I think probably a lot of video games have this concept. I used to play Donkey Kong growing up, and it was like gorillas or monkeys or something. They jumped up and grabbed bananas. It feels like this. It feels like you're just on your path, and it's just like sign, symbolism, next thing. And oh, I see. Okay, it feels like it's coming up this way. Oh, this is, ooh. Okay, it feels like it's coming up this way because it is your, this feels very connected to sacral energy here. I want to say words, but it feels like it's more important for you to define the sacral energy. Okay. But it's almost like an engulfing, like a swallowing and integrating. Oh my God, this is so sexy. I love it. It's beautiful. Like sexy energy, just like life source energy is what I mean. But yeah, so this collecting and gathering and taking in and integrating of experiences, of signs, of symbols, of like things people say. It might even be now that I see money stuff coming in, like a little gig, random thing here that is not at all what you desire or perceive, but it leads to something else. Yeah, it just feels like there's no stagnation. It's just like continued flow, continued movement, and like the level of trust feels, there's just this potential for massive skyrocketing of the level of trust of self and trust of universe, and also trust of your sacral energy. Yeah. So like seeing this as you engulfing, surrounding, swallowing, integrating, whatever verb most resonates. But it's like that really amazing spin on the video game where they're just receiving the coins as they go. And I think the visual, maybe that's the visual was cool because the coins or the bananas or whatever insert video game here, they're always there. They're always there. And I think that feels like a really important part to remember, is that even if you're not directly perceiving it consciously, that they're always there. So being attuned to you bringing in any and all of that information, the signs, the people, the random money, the new connections. Feels like there's either a man or a couple that you're going to meet soon. And they're not like huge life-changing folks, but for some reason they're kind of coming up. So you may have passed one of them already down the street. Okay. But yeah, so these, just allowing it all to come in. That allowing and receiving is really key. It's interesting because I'm feeling like, and I know you're not live, I don't believe. I'm feeling like there's more desire to hear specifically about the money part. And that's not, aside from like a little gig here and a little thing, there's no other information coming through about that. And so when things like that happen, when you ask about something and there's no information that's coming through. Whoa, what was that? Hold on, let me check what that was. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I'm gonna look. Okay. So as I was saying, when nothing comes through, it's usually an indication of one of two things. One, something that I've shared before, but important to reiterate, is that I will only channel what an energy field is directly showing. So I'm not like prying in to get things that aren't relevant for the now. So that's me personally. And then two, in general, when someone's field is not showing something, it can represent either a big block and or that it's simply not time. And so right now it actually feels like it's simply not time. Again, money's going to come, but it's not the time to focus on it. It's not the time to think about it. And yeah, that might sound or feel frustrating in a world where everyone tells us to think about it and there's a recession and both like but it is you experiencing the immense abundance of this engulfing sacral energy plus the empowerment of that. It feels like when you are in that space, and you might already know this now or like have lived cellular memory that you're aware of this now, it's like that shit doesn't even matter. So, and it comes. That's important to acknowledge, and it still comes. So that's what's come through. Feel free to message. By the way, everyone, when I say message in the app, inside the app, when you go to the community channels, there's a thing that says, I'm actually going to just share my screen so I can show you. Because there was some confusion, I think, with this before. So, okay, let's go here. Just gonna show you. Wait, okay, oops. Commune. Wait, why did it say my screen sharing is paused? Okay, Zoom's being weird. All right, well, that's fine. Anyway, at the top, when you click into the community section, it'll say channels. And then right next to it, there's a little thing that says messages. So that is where you can message me. So if you are catching the replay of this or catching the replay of your question, then, and you have a question about it or clarification, that is where you can go. But that is it for today's shares. I'm really wanting to, I want to emphasize the importance of what's happening collectively right now and the allowing things to, I think Sarah Sharon mentioned it, the things that are coming up to be released, not coming up because something's wrong, but coming up because you get to choose right now to move through them. And it feels like there's a choice to move through it. And if you don't choose to move through it, it's like some type of pattern or cycle will begin again. So if there's any week to feel yourself step into that new place through allowing it to go, this is it. And of course, naturally, tomorrow, it's tomorrow, right? The new moon. So allow yourself to, to know that there's this is what the energy is moving toward in the collective. So it's not something you have to force. It's something that is an allowing. And then the choice of, how do I choose to show up now? So yeah. So with that said, thank you for being here, for receiving as always, for witnessing the receiving of others. I hope you gained from others' shares. As mentioned, on Saturday, we're going to do the live stream. It's going to be at 12 noon Pacific. So this exact time, just on Saturday. And that's going to be the land honoring and nature connecting to yourself as nature and connecting to the gifts of the nature around us. And yeah, I can't wait to see you next time. Next week, by the way, I'm going to be in Sedona, so I will be thinking of all of us in the vortex. Oh, I just saw this. Elyse says, oh my God, feeling so abundant. During my intuitive reading, one of the names of my friends popped into my head, and I texted her to ask about muscle testing. And she already sent me access details to the course she took last year with the muscle testing module. I love that. See this, oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. Because here's the thing, right? You allowed the receiving. This is like an embodiment of what was just said. It's like you allowed the receiving and then you acted on it, and bang. There you go. More of what you're looking for. So that's gorgeous. Thank you for sharing that. All right, y'all. Mwah, sending love. I'll see you next time. And as always, when you have questions, things you want to share, things you want to celebrate, please bring them into the community section of the app. there are notifications. We're actually changing the notifications. So instead of you getting an email, you'll just see them when you go into the app. Okay. But please feel free to share. The more that you put it into words, you let yourself be witnessed in it, the more you amplify what it is you are either releasing, calling in, experiencing, moving toward, all of that. So that is why we have that very specific, intimate space. So with that said, see y'all soon. Mwah! Take care. You're welcome.